Broadcasting live from somewhere in the Shadow Realm, this is YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Here's your host, Doug Dimmaduel.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of YuGiOh Duel Links Talk. Well, it happened, and it happened so fast. We finally got another box set of cards, the Crimson Kingdom box set. It just came out on June 12th. It actually came out just a few hours after I did the weekly YuGiOh Duel Links news podcast, so I'm just going to dedicate an entire episode to going through the box and checking out a lot of the more sought-after cards. This one is just jam-packed with a whole lot of potential, a whole lot of really solid cards that right away can make an impact in just the current gameplay and really make you want to spend quite a few of your gems on this one. So without further ado, let's just start looking at the ultra rares first. The first ultra rare here we have is Knight of the Red Lotus. It is a level 6 warrior, 2100 attack, 1800 defense. Its effect is if you have exactly 3 normal monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand by removing from play 2 normal monsters from your graveyard. Once per turn, you can select and special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from your graveyard. So, at least what Knight of the Red Lotus does is at least it gives you an option to special summon this card without requiring a tribute. Now, I know it's very specific in requiring exactly 3 normal monsters, but depending on where you're at in your duel, that's perfectly feasible. Its other effect, as far as being able to take another monster out of your graveyard that's a level 4 or lower normal monster and special summon it onto the field, can really set you up for single tributes or even tributing your Knight of the Red Lotus and that level 4 or lower normal monster and get a 2 tribute monster on the field as well. So this can set you up for bigger plays in more ways than one. I know there's plenty of combo potential with this, so doesn't seem like too many people are too excited about this one, but I can see why this one is where it's at. Maybe I wouldn't have made it an ultra rare, maybe more of a super rare, but still, this is a really, really good card. The next card we have here is Vampire Lord. This is the card that's on the box. It is the level 5 zombie with 2000 attack, 1500 defense. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, declare 1 card type, either monster, spell, or trap. Your opponent sends 1 card of that type from their deck to the graveyard once per turn during your next standby phase. After this card in your possession was destroyed and sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, special summon this card from the graveyard. So, let me just break this down because, yeah, the attack and defense are maybe not the best in the world, but man, its effects are really solid. Specifically, I like the first one here where you're able to declare a type of card, whether that be a monster, spell, or trap. The first thing that really comes to mind is just thinking about, depending on what you're playing against, if you know that your opponent may not be having too many trap cards in their deck, or maybe, for example, they may not have too many spell cards in their deck if they're running more of a trap-heavy deck, you're kind of able to eliminate out of your opponent's deck 1 type of those cards. So from doing that, you're because I know, for example, there's quite a few meta decks that run maybe 2 or 3 different traps depending on what they're trying to pull. So say you declare a trap, then odds are you're going to be really clearing out your opponent's trap base just off of that. Now, the other piece of this card's effect that I find really cool is its ability to come back from the graveyard. So it's kind of more of a floating effect, and it takes place during your next standby phase. So what this does is really make your opponent really think about how they're going to get rid of your Vampire Lord. So maybe focus on cards that tend to banish monsters rather than send to the graveyard, but that's pretty tough to do because you don't have as much of a variety of cards that do that, given the current card base that we have right now. So again, this one is just really, really good overall. I know there's quite a few people who want to get multiple copies of this one. There is 1 copy per box, so be prepared to spend either a lot of gems or a lot of money to get this card multiple times or any of these ultra rares multiple times. So speaking of zombies, we got another one here, Gozuki, level 4 zombie, 1700 attack, 800 defense. This one's really cool. During your main phase, you can send 1 zombie-type monster from your deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish 1 zombie-type monster from your graveyard except Gozuki, and special summon 1 zombie-type monster from your hand. You can only use each effect of Gozuki once per turn. So if you're running a zombie-heavy deck and it's not your first turn and you already know you're going to have a zombie sitting there in the graveyard, Gozuki is just really, really good at making some good plays happen, especially if you have some stronger monsters that are zombies in your hand. So this is a good way to get Vampire Lord onto the field if it's in your hand without needing to tribute summon or anything like that. So yeah, for zombie decks, this is definitely going to be a go-to card. Next, ultra rare here, we have Brohunder. It is a level 4 Thunder type monster, 900 attack, 400 defense. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one level 4 Light Thunder type monster from your deck to your hand, except Brohunder. So, this card, even though it's an ultra rare and it's not really the strongest card, it's pretty underrated, and I think down the road this will be a card that will, I guess as they release more cards, really come into play in certain decks. But with Brohunder, it has a very, very strong ability in the essence of being able to search out any monster that meets the requirement of being a level 4 Light Thunder type monster. So, yeah, the searchability of this card effect is really solid in and of itself. So, yeah, I definitely recommend this card. Whether or not you're going to use it now, it's just one that you're going to at least want to hang on to. So the next card here, we have Reinforced Human Psychic Borg, a level 4 Psychic monster, 1500 attack, 800 defense. Up to twice per turn, you can remove from play one Psychic type monster from your graveyard to have this card gain 500 attack. So this one's really good if you're running a Psychic deck. I know there was quite a bit of support in some of the other card sets for Psychic monsters. So the more you have in your graveyard, the more you're able to boost the attack of this monster. So it could be a 2500 attack monster in one turn, since you're able to use the effect twice in one turn. So really, really good card for Psychic decks. That's an excellent one. Next here, this is one that I'm excited about, because if you haven't been listening to some of the other podcasts with my actual YuGiOh TCG deck builds, I do run Red Eyes decks every once in a while. I have a lot of fun playing them. This one here is one of my go-to Red Eyes cards, and now it's in Duel Links. Red Eyes Wyvern, level 4 dragon, 1800 attack, 1600 defense. Its effect is during your end phase. If you did not normal summon or set a monster this turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard and special summon one Red Eyes monster from your graveyard, except Red Eyes B Chick. So, this card just really for a Red Eyes type deck, if you're going to be running multiple Red Eyes Black Dragons or anything along those lines, Red Eyes Wyvern is a must. And its attack is nothing to sneeze at either, especially given the current cards that are out there for Duel Links. 1800 attack for a level 4 monster is just awesome. So, not much else I could say about that. Just, if you're running a Red Eyes deck, this one is definitely a must-have. Next one we have here is Blazing Inpachi, level 4 Pyro, 1850 attack, 0 defense. It's just a plain vanilla normal monster, but my goodness, it's got a pretty decent attack. 1850 is nothing to sneeze at. Only problem with that is that it doesn't seem like fire monsters and pyro monsters have the type of support that water monsters would or wind monsters would right now, given some of the certain skills that you're able to start off with, or even fiend type monsters and spellcasters because of Yugi's effect. So Blazing Inpachi is a good card regardless. 1850 attack is just all around solid. It's got 0 defense, but hey, you can work past that. Next here we have another ultra rare. This is a fusion monster, Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. It is a level 8 warrior fusion monster, 2800 attack, 2500 defense. It requires one Buster Blader and one dragon type monster. Must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card cannot attack directly, but this card gains 1000 attack and defense for each dragon type monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard. Change all dragon type monsters your opponent controls to defense position, and also dragon type monsters in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. So overall, this is just an absolute monster if you're going up against opposing dragon decks. And I've noticed within the World Championship qualifiers this past week, Blue Eyes White Dragons decks have been pretty prevalent. They've been running rampant. Now, of course, this is outside of all of the Harpy's Hunting Ground and Weevil burn decks and all that stuff. But I've seen a lot of Blue Eyes decks, and it seems like they were really the big bad deck, and they didn't have too many answers outside of the current metagame. But having a Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, will just really change the game for you in a really good way. So now we're kind of seeing some balance in the force, so to speak, between Dragon decks and non-Dragon decks. So having this whole Buster Blader thing going on now is just absolutely fantastic. So speaking of fusion monsters, there's another one here that's an ultra rare, Dark Paladin. It is another level 8 fusion monster, Spellcaster, 2900 attack, 2400 defense. It requires Dark Magician and Buster Blader. Must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. During either player's turn when a spell card is activated, you can discard one card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. This card must be face up on the field to activate and to resolve this effect. This card gains 500 attack for each dragon type monster on the field or in either player's graveyard. So, with a 2900 base attack to start, even if you're going up against an opponent who doesn't have a dragon type deck, Dark Paladin is still super formidable. Having that 2900 attack, it's definitely a must-have, because I currently run some kind of variation of a fusion deck right now, and it's kind of a utility deck with all different types of fusion monsters. I run Master of Oz and all that stuff in it right now. But having a Dark Paladin, I think, is absolutely beneficial, especially for its negate feature, where you could discard a card and negate the activation of a spell card. That will come in handy quite a bit, especially with some of the major decks that you're seeing out there right now. Seems like they're very spell heavy more so than trap heavy. So Dark Paladin is one that I would just really, really, really like to see. Hopefully I get that one. Next ultra rare we have here is Soul Resurrection, a continuous trap card where you activate this card by targeting one normal monster in your graveyard. Special summon it in defense position. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. So, I don't know, it's just another way to get some of your normal monsters out there. You can even utilize this card for, what was that one card, that quick play spell card, Command to Charge, or whatever that one was, where you destroy your normal monster to destroy an opponent's monster. You could use Soul Resurrection as a combo with Command to Charge or Call to Charge, whatever that card is, and just, really, really clean house. So Soul Resurrection is not a bad card at all. So now on to some of the super rares here. We have Buster Blader, the Destruction Swordmaster, a level 7. This one's awesome. 2600 attack, 2300 defense warrior. This card's name becomes Buster Blader while it is on the field or in the graveyard. If a monster your opponent controls is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of those destroyed monsters and equip it to this card. Once per turn, you can send one monster card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls with the same type as that monster sent to the graveyard. So this is just absolutely lethal. I love this card. I could already see the potential in some of those 3-star demotion decks. Just wow. This one is awesome. Let's see, I'm going through here. We got a lot of other good super rares. I may want to touch on some of those in future episodes here, but there is a Red-Eye Zombie Dragon as well. This is a throwback. I used to love this card. A level 7 zombie, 2400 attack, 2000 defense in true form to Red-Eye's monsters. But its effect is you contribute summon this card in face-up attack position by attributing one zombie-type monster. When this card destroys a zombie-type monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon that monster to your side of the field. So what this really does is, if you're going head-to-head against another zombie deck, which I believe will be a lot more prevalent now, especially with this box set, Red-Eye Zombie Dragon is just a quick way to start turning things on your opponent by taking control of some of their monsters as well. It's just an overall solid card, and it's a Red Eyes, so it could mesh really well with certain Joey Wheeler type decks. So there's a lot of good super rares in here as well, but I want to touch upon this rare card specifically because I've mentioned it so many times through the use of other cards. Buster Blader. It is a rare in this set. It's just a rare, not a super, not an ultra, it's just a rare. It's a level 7 warrior, 2600 attack, 2300 defense. This card gains 500 attack for each dragon type monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard. So this is just one of those classic YuGiOh cards that was in the show. Overall, just if your opponent has a Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field with nothing to help boost the attack, already you're at an edge of 3100 attack versus the Blue Eyes 3000 attack. So instantly this is a Blue Eyes beater. That's kind of the point. But the best part about this Buster Blader is that you will be able to use it